Have you ever wondered if black holes could be much smaller than the ones we usually hear about? We know about supermassive black holes sitting at the centers of galaxies, millions or even billions of times heavier than the Sun. But what if there are black holes so tiny that they could be smaller than an atom, hidden all around us, completely invisible? Scientists call these strange objects primordial black holes. Unlike the giant ones that form when stars die, these are thought to be much older, so old that they might have been born in the very first moments after the Big Bang. If they exist, they could change the way we understand the universe and the mysteries that still puzzle us today. Primordial black holes are not like the usual black holes we learn about in space documentaries or science books. Normally, black holes are born when giant stars run out of fuel, collapse under their own gravity, and leave behind an object so dense that not even light can escape. But primordial black holes are different. They were not created by stars. Instead, they are thought to have formed at the very beginning of time, in the first second after the Big Bang. To understand this, imagine the early universe. Right after the Big Bang, everything was incredibly hot, dense, and chaotic. Space itself was filled with energy, and matter was packed so tightly that even tiny differences in density could create something dramatic. In some spots, matter may have been just a little denser than its surroundings. If that density crossed a certain limit, gravity would have taken over and caused the region to collapse in on itself. And in that collapse, a primordial black hole could have been born. This means that primordial black holes are not only older than stars, but possibly as old as the universe itself. They are like fossils from the Big Bang, silent leftovers that may still be drifting through space today. Some might be incredibly tiny, smaller than an atom but with enormous mass packed inside. Others could be much larger, maybe as heavy as mountains or even planets. Their size and weight depend on the conditions of the universe at the moment they formed. The fascinating part is that we still don't know for sure if they exist. No one has ever directly seen a primordial black hole. But the idea is so powerful that many scientists believe they could explain some of the biggest mysteries in cosmology. The story of how primordial black holes might have formed begins in the very first fractions of a second after the Big Bang. At that time, the universe was not the calm and orderly place we see today. It was a wild, boiling mix of energy and matter, expanding and cooling at an incredible speed. Think of it like a pot of water bubbling furiously, but on a cosmic scale. In this young universe, some regions were slightly denser than others. These tiny differences are what scientists call fluctuations. Normally, they wouldn't matter much. But in such an extreme environment, even a small extra amount of density could make a big difference. Where matter clumped together just a little too much, gravity could have pulled it tighter and tighter until that region collapsed. The collapse would have been so strong that it trapped everything inside, leaving behind a primordial black hole. What makes this idea so fascinating is that it suggests black holes existed even before the first stars and galaxies were born. They would have been the very first dark objects in the universe, forming out of pure chaos. Some might have been incredibly tiny, while others could have been large and heavy. The exact size depended on how much matter collapsed in that early moment. This theory paints primordial black holes as ancient relics of creation itself. If they are real, then they are the oldest black holes in the universe, older than any star, planet, or galaxy we know. They are like silent witnesses to the birth of everything. One of the most fascinating things about primordial black holes is their possible size range. Unlike regular black holes, which usually form with masses similar to stars, primordial black holes could come in almost any size. Some might be so tiny that they are smaller than an atom, yet still extremely heavy. Imagine something microscopic carrying the mass of a mountain. That's how strange these objects could be. On the other end of the scale, primordial black holes might also be much larger. Depending on the conditions of the early universe, they could range from small ones with the mass of an asteroid to huge ones with the mass of a planet or more. This wide variety makes them very different from stellar black holes, which usually follow certain size ranges based on the stars they came from. Another interesting idea is that many of the smallest primordial black holes may not even exist anymore. According to Stephen Hawking's theory, black holes slowly lose energy over time through a process called Hawking radiation. If a black hole is tiny, it evaporates faster, eventually disappearing in a final burst of energy. This means that countless primordial black holes might have already vanished long ago, releasing radiation as they disappeared. But if some of the larger ones survived, they could still be floating through space right now. They would be invisible to our eyes and very hard to detect, yet their gravity could still affect things around them. In fact, some scientists think that primordial black holes could even make up part of the mysterious dark matter that fills the universe. Primordial black holes are not just strange ideas, they could actually be very important for our understanding of the universe. One of the biggest mysteries in science today is dark matter. Scientists know that dark matter exists because it has gravity and affects how galaxies move, but no one knows what it is made of. Some researchers think primordial black holes could be the answer. If enough of them survived since the Big Bang, their combined gravity might explain the missing mass we call dark matter. Another reason they matter is that they might have shaped the early universe. Imagine billions of tiny black holes scattered throughout space after the Big Bang. Their gravity could have pulled matter together, helping galaxies and stars form. Without them, the universe we see today might have developed in a very different way. Primordial black holes could also explain some of the mysterious events we detect in space today. For example, when scientists see sudden bursts of energy, like gamma-ray flashes or strange gravitational waves, some wonder if these could be caused by primordial black holes colliding or evaporating. What makes them so exciting is that they connect many of the biggest questions in physics and astronomy. Where did the universe's structure come from? What is dark matter? Are black holes really eternal, or can they vanish? By studying primordial black holes, scientists hope to find answers that link all these mysteries together. Even though the idea of primordial black holes is fascinating, proving that they exist is one of the biggest challenges in modern science. The problem is simple, they are almost impossible to see. Unlike stars, they do not shine. Unlike planets, they do not reflect light. If primordial black holes are small, they would be completely dark, making them invisible against the vastness of space. Scientists have tried different ways to detect them. One method is to look for the effects of their gravity. For example, if a primordial black hole passed in front of a star, its gravity could bend the light and create a short flicker. This is called gravitational lensing. But these events are rare, and spotting them requires extremely precise observations. Another idea is to look for radiation. As Stephen Hawking predicted, very small black holes should give off energy while they slowly evaporate. If primordial black holes are disappearing today, they might release bursts of radiation that telescopes could detect. But so far, no clear signals have been found. There is also the possibility that primordial black holes could be near us right now, passing through space without us ever noticing. If one were the size of an asteroid but completely black, it could drift right through our solar system, and unless it came close enough to affect planets with its gravity, we would never even know it was there. This is why primordial black holes remain such a mystery. They are powerful enough to shape the universe, yet so elusive that we have no direct proof they exist. The challenge for science is to find a way to uncover these hidden giants, or prove once and for all that they are only a theory. Primordial black holes are one of the most mysterious ideas in modern science. They might have formed in the very first second of the universe, making them older than stars, galaxies, and even planets. If they exist, they could answer some of the deepest questions we have, like what dark matter really is, or how the structure of the universe came to be. They could even help us understand the strange life and death of black holes themselves. The truth is, we still don't know if primordial black holes are real. They remain hidden, silent, and difficult to detect. But that is what makes them so exciting. They remind us that the universe is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Just think about it, right now, as you listen to this, there could be a primordial black hole drifting somewhere nearby, completely invisible but holding the key to the biggest mysteries of existence. So, what do you think? Are primordial black holes out there, shaping the universe in silence? Or are they just a beautiful idea in science that will never be proven? Either way, they push us to keep asking questions, and that is how discovery begins.